Extends. The extends keyword is used in class declarations or class expressions to create a class that is a child of another class. And here they give us this example. And we can check it out in the Chrome Developer Tools. So you go to any tab and press Ctrl+Shift+I, and we can do it from here. And we can also do it from the Visual Studio Code. So I have two files, and both are named test, but one has test.html and the other one is test.js. So one is an HTML extension and the other is a JavaScript extension. So what can we do is we can grab this example real quick, and let's check it out here first in the Chrome Developer Tools. So we have a class here, we have a class extends, class date formatter extends date. Inside of the curly braces we have a function named get formatter date. Inside of the curly braces we have a constant named months, and inside of this array we have the months of the year, January all the way to December. Then we are going to return a message. Outside of that we're going to cancel that log, new date formatter, and we're going to pass in this string. So we can just press enter, and there you have it. We have 19 August 1975. But right now we're gonna do it in the Chrome Developer in the Visual Studio Code. So you go to your HTML file and just press Shift exclamation mark like this, and then just press enter. So first of all we're gonna create a script. So we're gonna create a script, and then we're gonna pass in source. So it was like source, okay, source, and we have to put the name of our JS file. So it's gonna be test.js, and that is that script, and then we have to close it. So it's gonna be like that script. So we save it, and yeah, that's pretty much all that we need to do in the HTML file. Now we're gonna go to the JavaScript file, and we can follow this. So it's gonna be class date formatter extends date, and then we're gonna use a set of curly braces. So we're gonna have class, it's gonna be date formatter. So it's gonna be date formatter extends date, and then we're gonna have a set of curly braces. Okay, so they has to be with uppercase letter. Okay, so now inside of the curly braces what we're gonna do is gonna pass in this function, and the function name is get formatted date. So let's put it like this, get formatted date, and we have to do camel notation. So the first letter of every word starts with capital letter. So we have this function, we put a set of parentheses at the end. Now we open a curly braces, and we're gonna use we're gonna have a constant declaration. So we're gonna have the constant declaration months. Okay, so and we're gonna assign it to this array, and this array is gonna have a bunch of strings. So it's gonna be the 12 months of the year. So I'm just gonna put like this 12. So okay, so we can start January. Okay, so February, March. Let's see if I can make it right. March, May, May, July, April, April. Okay, so we're gonna go for more. So 3 5. So we're gonna have I'm gonna just copy it. So sometimes you just like to copy things. Okay, so now I copy the string from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we close the brackets, and we ended up with a semicolon, and they don't like it. Months, why they don't like it? So const months. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna return, and we're gonna return a message, and to do that we use backticks. So you just press backtick. So we're gonna use the $sign. What is the $sign? We open curly braces, and we're gonna use the keyword this. So it's gonna be this that the function get date. Okay, so and since it's a function, you have to put parentheses at the end. Okay, so we close curly braces. Okay, so now we're gonna use hyphen, and again $sign, and we open a new set of curly braces, and now we're gonna use the constant months. So there you have it, months. We open a set of brackets, and now we're gonna use the keyword this, and we're gonna chain it to get month. Okay, so the function is gonna be get month. We put parentheses at the end, we close, then we're gonna have another outside of the curly braces, we're gonna have the hyphen again, and this time we're gonna get the full year. So it's gonna be $sign, open curly braces, we use the keyword this, and we're gonna chain it to get full year. Alright, so that is that, and we're gonna put a semicolon at the end. Okay, so now we close the curly braces here. Okay, we close the curly braces of the get formatted, and we close the curly braces of the class, and okay, it's already there. Finally, we're gonna cancel that log, so we go outside, and we're gonna cancel that log, and we're gonna cancel that log, the new formatted date. So you have to use the keyword new, formatted date, no, new date. Okay, new date formatter. So since the class is date formatted, we're gonna have to use the keyword new, and it's gonna be date formatter. And now we're gonna pass in a string here. We open as an argument, we're gonna pass in the string, and we're gonna chain this string to the function get formatted date. So we're gonna chain it, get formatted date, and we put parentheses at the end since it's a function, and we ended up with a semicolon. That is that. In this example we have August 19, 1975, and this is the time. So in our example we're gonna put today's date, so you use single quotes, and we're gonna put today is January, and it's gonna be the 20. Okay, right now it's 29th here, so it's gonna be okay, January 29th, and it's gonna be 2023. I'm not gonna put the time, so just put in that, and we're gonna save it. So we close this file, and you have to make sure that in your HTML file that the source is pointing to test.js, or whatever name you have for your JavaScript file. So now I'm gonna go to the HTML, press right click and press open with live server, or you just press Alt plus L, Alt plus O. So I go here, nothing's happening, so you have to press Ctrl Shift I, and there you have it. 29 January function get full year. So that's what we got here. Let me see, that is exactly get full year. Okay, that is that. And now the syntax. We have the class, the child class extends parent class. So in this case, for example, date formatter is the child class and date is the parent class. And then you have the set of curly braces, and inside of the curly braces we're gonna write pretty much our code here. So we have parent class, an expression that evaluates to a constructor function including a class or null. Now we have the description. The extends keyword can be used to subclass custom classes as well as built-in objects. Any constructor that can be called with the keyword new and has the prototype property can be the candidate for the parent class. The two conditions must both hold. For example, bound functions and proxy can be constructed, but they don't have a prototype property, so they cannot be subclassed. So here they give us this example. We have the function name allStyleClass, and inside of the curly braces we use the keyword this and we change it to a variable some property. So we have the keyword this, that's some property, and we assign it to the number 1. We close the curly braces of the function allStyleClass, and now outside of that we have the allStyleClass, this function, chain it to the prototype, chain it to the function some method, and pretty much we assign it to a function. This is an anonymous function, it doesn't have a name, but you ended up with a set of parentheses and also a set of curly braces. We close this statement with a semicolon, and now we use the class extends. So we have the class child class extends allStyleClass and then your set of curly braces. Okay, outside of that we have the class modern class. Inside of the curly braces we have some property and it's assigned to the number 1. So here we have the this, that's some property, and it's assigned to the number 1. So here we have the some property assigned to the number 1. We close it up with a semicolon, and now we have the function some method. This function here, we have it some method, parentheses, and a set of curly braces. So we close the curly braces of the class modern class, and finally we have the class another child class extends modern class. And again, this is the child class, as we can see, as we saw it here in the syntax. This is the child class and the parent class. So this is the child class, another child class, and modern class is the parent class. And this time we can just see it here in our Chrome developer tools. We go here, paste it, and just we're gonna get the function, the anonymous function. So the prototype property of the parent class must be an object or null, but you could rarely worry about this in practice because a non-object prototype doesn't behave as it should anyway. It's ignored by the keyword new operator. So here we have a function named parent class, and it has an empty set of curly braces. Okay, next line we have the function parent class, and we chain it to the prototype and we assign it to the number 3. We end up this statement with a semicolon. Outside of that we have the class extends, and we have the class child class extends parent class. Again, you have a set of curly braces, and we're gonna get an error here, uncode type error. class extends value does not have valid property type. So we can check out this example real quick here. If I have it here. Okay, so we're gonna cancel that log object that get prototype of, and then inside of the parentheses we're gonna pass in the new parent class. But first we're gonna get an error. We get the uncode type error. Class extends value does not have a valid property, prototype property 3. The same comment that we have here. Now we're trying to cancel that log. The object chained to the get prototype of, and inside of the parentheses we're gonna pass the new parent class. And right now, as it says, the class extends value does not have valid prototype property 3. So what we can do is just comment it, and we comment parent class that prototype is assigned to 3, and what we are gonna get is gonna be this constructor, this function. So we're gonna get this constructor, function, parent class, and all this bunch of information here. So that is that for this example. Extends sets the prototype for both child class and child class that prototype. So here we have this example. We have in this column prototype of child class, and in the second column we have prototype of child class chained to the prototype. So we have child class that prototype. So the keyword extends clause absent. Extends clause absent. When it comes to the prototype of child class, it's gonna be function that prototype. When it comes to prototype of child class that prototype, it's gonna be object that prototype. So when we have extends null, it's gonna, for the prototype of child class, it's gonna be function that prototype, and for prototype of child class that prototype is gonna be null. And finally, for the extend parent class, we're gonna have the extend parent class, and in the next column we're gonna have parent class that prototype. So here they give us this example. We have a class parent class name parent class, and then you use an empty set of curly braces. In the next line we have the class child class extends parent class, again an empty set of curly braces. And here we have the object that get prototype of, and inside of the parentheses we pass in the child class as an argument, and this whole thing we make it equal to the parent class. So in the comment it says allows inheritance of static properties. So pretty much we are saying that the object chained to the function get prototype of, passing the child class as an argument, is equal to the parent class. When you have 3 equal sign, means equal. So we end up this statement with a semicolon, and now we have the object chained to the function get prototype of, passing as an argument child class chained to the prototype is equal to the parent class that prototype. And this statement has to be a boolean true, because we are saying that the object that get prototype of child class is equal to parent class. So right now pretty much this is gonna be the same. The only thing that changes is that to the argument child class we are chaining it to the prototype. So this is gonna be equal to the parent class but also chain it to the prototype. So here we have on that this statement is equal to the parent class, and in the second one we have that this statement is equal to the parent class chained or that prototype. And we can see it in our Chrome developer tools. We're gonna refresh it and paste it, and we have to get a boolean true.